Are you tired of debt holding you back? If so, discover proven strategies to eliminate debt quickly and reclaim your financial peace. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to tackle debt head on, step by step, no matter your income or situation. So, welcome to the channel. For those that are new, I'm Dexter, and on this channel, we cover strategies, tactics, and tools to help you get better at managing your money so you can achieve your financial goals. So, consumer debt. According to the Federal Reserve, towards the end of 2025, consumer debt's at an all-time high level at $18.5 trillion. Yes, that's trillion with a T. With credit card debt jumping an alarming 15% year over year versus 2024 and representing over $1 trillion and averaging over $7,000 per consumer. Now, this has got many consumers feeling overwhelmed by all this debt, right? And thinking that this is a lifelong burden, that I'm going to be in debt forever. But what if you could accelerate debt payoff such that you could get to wealth generation sooner? I'm here to tell you that that's possible. Now, it's one driver if we think through interest impact, because you got two sides of the coin when it comes to interest. One side is interest is the wealth stealer. That's where you're paying that interest to the credit card companies, those creditors and the banks, making them wealthy and rich, right? You got the other side is the wealth generator, which is where you're earning interest. So you think through stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETF, your investments that are paying you interest and compounding. So that's the wealth generator. We want to get to a place where we eliminate this debt quicker, this wealth stealing interest, and get to the wealth generation interest quicker. So to do that, there are two different approaches we can take to go after debt. One being the debt snowball approach. This is where we list debt from the smallest balance to the highest balance, and we pay any extra money we can find at that debt with the smallest balance while we're making the minimum payments on the other debt. For a debt avalanche process, we list debt from the highest interest rate to the lowest interest rate, and we go after the debt with the highest interest rate first by throwing any extra money we have at that debt and continue with that until all that debt is paid. I can tell you transparently that they both work. I've tried both of them. Being a numbers person, of course, I went after the avalanche first, which didn't work for me in my situation because I had high interest, credit card over 20+%, but also high balance. So the extra 150 plus that I, threw at it for the first couple months, it didn't really move the needle. So I wasn't too happy with it, and I just pivoted away from it and went to the debt snowball because I had lower balance debt. And that the extra there did move that needle a lot quicker and got that debt, the first one paid off in a couple months, then the next one, and subsequently in the snowball process, right? So, but you got to pick one to see which one works. So in this example that we're going to walk through today, we're going to pick the debt snowball throughout our example, right? But they both work again. After we've identified our process, now we got to find extra cash, some extra money to kind of help accelerate the debt payoff. A couple of different ways we can do this. One is by making adjustments in our, call it spending plan, and or going after additional income. Now, whatever we do, if you think what's more important, now you're talking temporary adjustments to get this weight off your back, this debt off your back, or to keep the weight on your back. Transparently, I chose to make the tightening of the belt. Of course, got the lower ones taken care of. But then when it came to the higher balance ones, that didn't move the needle. So it required a second job for me. Had to get a second job, second income. So you can, change jobs, work overtime to secure this other additional income, start a side hustle, many different things you can do there to kind of generate extra cash to kind of accelerate the debt payoff. Because once you've had it with the debt, if it's impacting your health, sleepless nights, and etc., you're going to do whatever you can to kind of accelerate and speed up the debt elimination. All right. So once we've identified some extra funds, for this example, we've identified an extra $250. So for the first debt, we're using a snowball approach. We're listing that debt from lowest balance to highest. We're going after that furniture bill first. So we're adding that $250 to that minimum $775. That's going to give us, $325 there a month that we are paying for that, while we're paying the minimum payments on the other debts. After a few months, 4 months go by, this debt is paid off. Now we've got $325 that we can add to the $225 minimum that we're making on the medical bill. So that gives us a total of $550 that we're paying for that debt, while we're making the minimum payments on the other debts. As you can see, after 4 more months, we got 2 debts paid off after 8 months. Continue the process. You're throwing that, adding that $550 now to the car loan payment, which is $525. So that's giving us $1075, excuse me, that we are throwing at the car loan. And we've got that paid off in roughly 9 months. So roughly 18 months, year and a half, we got 3 of the debts paid off. My goodness. Now you can see the snowball working, a lot more confident. A couple different things you could do. You could continue the process, or you could pivot and say, hey, you know, we've been making a sacrifice for a little while. I think we're going to take some of this, you know, the $1,075 a month, and just take a couple months and enjoy it. Yours is your process. Do it however you want to do it, right? You can, you know, if you've been making sacrifices, very appropriate to do that. But once you get back started, now you can add that to that student loan payment, and you got $1,385 that you're paying per month to kind of accelerate getting Sallie Mae out your life. At this rate of payment and that balance, roughly 12 to 14 months, you have that eliminated. So in less than 3 years, you can have all this debt eliminated. Now, the win here is that you've got almost $1,400 a month that you can do different things with. You can accelerate your, call it 3 to 6 months fully funded emergency fund. You can go on vacation with cash. You can, you know, make adjustments back in your spending plan and say, okay, we did stop going out a little bit. We're going to go out a little bit more now, kind of free up some of this cash to kind of, from an entertainment standpoint, whatever you want to do, right? You just got extra cash to kind of build wealth or what have you. You can see that the processes work. So hopefully you can see this in your situation and kind of help you get on the other side of debt, where you're now on the wealth accumulator side. So hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you have, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more wealth building strategies, and share it with someone that you think would find this information helpful. Drop in the comments, you know, what debt you're going after first. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.